Hello everyone, this is Melanie from Lightbeam's Treasures and Curiosities. Well, I want to bring to you another story time with Melanie. It seems everybody loved my story of Paparu. And I have so many tales and so many funny little things that happened to me over the years that I thought maybe every now and then, to break up the monotony of eBay and all that's going on, I'll be able to share some stories with you. So you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, hit the like button, throw me a comment if you really like some of these stories, if you really like some of these tales. I would love to hear if you have stories as well. You know what to do. So I have to say that when you're working in retail, you meet so many different people. And I have this philosophy that I believe that everybody in the world should work retail, should work in finance, should work in the medicine field, and should work with children. And I say that for a very specific reason. If you work those type of industries, you are going to experience the whole spectrum of every type of personality that you will ever find. And I know I'm forgetting a lot of other groups, but those general groups pretty much make up a large percentage of the different types of people you're going to come across. So for starters, I want to tell you a couple of funny stories, and I think for those who work in retail will definitely appreciate some of these. So I was stocking shelves, and I had a big sign that said everything is 2 for $1. Very simple, 2 for $1. So as I'm stocking the shelves, one of the women picks up an item, and I'm just going to say something small. She picks this up and she says, "Excuse me, how much is this?" And I says, "Oh, ma'am, that's 50 cents. Being it's one item, it's 50 cents. And she's like, and she looks at me oddly. She says, "But the sign says 2 for $1. "Yes, ma'am, it's 50 cents. "But that doesn't make sense. The sign says 2 for $1. And I hit myself and I'm like, "Ma'am, I am so sorry. You are absolutely right. I will give this to you. I will make sure that when we go to the register, I will give you this for the price. Yes, it is my mistake. This is 2 for $1. And she looked at me and she's like, "Yeah, 2 for $1. Got to think about that for a second. I mean, yes, there are really those type of people out there that they can't understand the difference between 50 cents and 2 for $1. How do they function in life? I have no idea, but that is a sad state of affairs if they don't know the difference between 50 cents and 2 for $1. So that's story number one. I thought that was funny, but you could tell me about that. But there are many times that I used to get lost in translation. I'm a northern girl. You can tell by my accent. I have that New York, Brooklyn, Long Island type accent that comes out a lot. It comes out particularly when I'm very hyper, very excited, at certain times. Although, moving down south, things did tend to get a little lost in translation sometimes. So I want to share with you a couple of stories of that. I had a gentleman that came in and looks at me and says, "Where's your EARL?" And I'm like, "Hello, sir. How are you? I'm sorry. What were you looking for?" "EARL." Now I'm thinking, EARL. Okay, are we doing like Duke, Queens, Kings, Earls, Bishops? I mean, he wants EARL. And I'm like, "Okay, sir, EARL. EARL of what? What are you looking for?" I don't understand. He's like, "I'm looking for EARL. Where's your EARL?" I had no idea what he's talking about. And I'm thinking until finally it dawned on me. And I'm like, "Are you looking for oil, sir?" He's like, EARL. But here's where the funny thing is, because I didn't think the big picture. We have cooking oil. We have automotive oil. We have beauty oil. So me, what's the first thing I think of? Hey, I'm a foodie, you could see. I bring him down the cooking aisle thinking he wants oil. Nope, I was wrong with that. It wasn't cooking oil. So then I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, sir. Are you talking about oil for your car? And he looks at me and he's like, no, I EARL. And I come to realize he is actually looking for vitamin E oil. I guess he wanted it for his skin. I guess he wanted it for whatever, but he wanted EARL. So I became lost in translation. So now I know that whenever somebody says EARL, they're looking for oil. It was an accident. What can I say? At least I keep a smile, and I try not to act too stupid, but I almost feel like at times when I'm dealing with these customers, my IQ plummets simply because I do not understand them and I'm totally lost in translation. So then I have this other customer, and this was actually funny because I have no idea what she was talking about. We would sell these packages. They were logs of 100% ground beef. They were hamburger, like ground hamburger meat. It clearly says on the package, 100% meat, beef. And she brings it up. She's staring at it. She's holding it. She's reading the label and says 100% ground. And she comes up to me and she's like, can you tell me, is there grizz in this? And I stop. And I'm thinking, grizz. I'm like, ma'am, that's 100% ground beef. Like, it's ground hamburger. It's like, yeah, but is there any grizz in it? And I'm thinking, oh my God, is she talking about jizz? Is somebody having a little fun, and jizzing all over the thing? And I'm like, Grizz, I have no idea what she's talking about. And I'm like, ma'am, I'm sorry. I don't know what grizz is. Is that some sort of seasoning? Are you talking about grease? And I explained to her, I said, that's 100% ground beef. What will happen is when you cook it, the grease will come out. And she's like, grease? I'm like, no, grease, the oil. The oil will come out, which this leads into EARL, which I probably should have said the EARL will come out. But I said the oil will come out as you cook it. No. I'm talking about grease. I'm talking about the chewy stuff. Now I'm completely gone. I chewy stuff. So then I finally learned after the fact, because I needed somebody to explain this, that she was talking about gristle, which is, of course, the stretchy cartilage, the pieces in meat sometimes that you really can't chew, that you have to, like, spit out. Well, that's not necessarily in 100% ground beef, but down here they don't call it gristle, they call it grizz. So when she came up to me, it's like, does this have grizz? Wasn't grease, it wasn't jizz, she was looking for grease. Turns out it didn't. She ended up buying it, and she never complained, she never got back, so I hope she's satisfied with it. But that was another lost in translation moment. I was confused. I don't know what she's talking about. But I think the best story of the night, and of course I gotta save this for the end, because this really it blew my mind. A woman comes up to me and says, ma'am, do you carry muck in night? And of course I smile. I'm like, I'm sorry, ma'am, what were you looking for? Because I have to be innocent and all. Muck in night. And I'm thinking to myself, muck in night. What the hell is muck in night? So I said to her, and says, ma'am, I'm sorry, I'm not too sure. Can you explain what exactly is? She said, I'm not feeling good. I need some muck in night. I'm hoping muck in night will help me. And I'm like, oh God, muck in night. She's not feeling well. I'm like, what are your symptoms, ma'am? What are you experiencing? Because I'm thinking if she's looking for a little, like, I don't know, back to the jizz. Is this jizz in the night or something like that? She wants muck in night. And she says, no, I need it for my nose. I need it for my throat. I'm not feeling well. I want some muck in night. So after some talking back and forth, I'm going to show you what she was talking about. please explain to me where you get Muck in Night from Mucinex. I had no clue. She wanted Muck in Night. Muck in Night. So you know something? That is what I deal with when you deal with customers. And that's not only once in a great while. It is a daily basis. So I do have to say, when you as a shopper are out there and you're wondering why maybe stockers or maybe cashiers or maybe some of the people on the floor in your local stores are out there, simply because on a daily basis, these are the type of people that they're dealing with. And they try so hard to keep a smile. And I have to admit, you may laugh at me. I mean, I tell these stories like a joke and stuff, but the fact is, I was the store manager. I had years and years of managerial experience. And even as a manager, if somebody comes up to me looking for Muckin' Night, or if somebody's coming up to me looking for Grease, or somebody coming up to me looking for Paparoo, or somebody's coming up to me and looking for EARL, I'll be honest, lost in translation. So I hope you enjoyed those stories. I probably will have a lot more to share with you, a lot to give, but this is just a little break from the eBay because my next video, I sold a whole bunch of stuff, so I will go over that in the next video, not right now, but remember, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, throw me a comment, tell me if you like these stories. Until then, have a great day, happy hunting, and remember, be kind to your retail people. Take care.